Okay.
Seems so humble.
So we chant a mantra, it's just 4 words. And I'll chant and then you repeat after me 3 times. Okay? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Hare Krishna. So,
A humble request, sorry, please keep your babies in silence.
babies. Okay. Thank you. So we human beings, we have a tendency to question. So there was a boy and a girl, they fell in love and they got married. And soon they had a beautiful daughter. Okay? Like all these beautiful girls here. And she was 6-7 years old, daughter, and they were going through their marriage album. So the father and mother were explaining to the daughter, who is this, this is your mother's father, mother, this is your this is like this is like this time this happened. Suddenly the daughter asked her father, but Papa, tell me one thing, why wasn't I invited for the marriage? So, we all like to question. Even when we are kids, when we grow up. I was just talking to Kevin, right? Kenny, sorry. I was just talking to Kenny and we were just talking why England team is not playing very good. You said not to discuss, but anyways. So in Guinness Book of World Record, it's written that the first book written ever is the Rig Veda. Okay? And the first sentence in Rig Veda says, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. That means, now that we have got a human body, we should question. And what we should question, Vedas go on to say further, that questioning should be right. That who are we, who am I, who is God, and what is my relationship to God? This is the moot question, which we should be asking. And Guinness Book of World Record says that Rig Veda is the first book in the world, so it is written in Sanskrit. So Sanskrit, of course, is the mother of all languages. We all know that. Okay. And I will tell you an instance of a few kids who have gone on to excel, and what is the reason of their excelling. When we grow up, a child takes birth and we grow up, the first word a child utters is Ma, mother. Nobody else. So the bond of the child with mother is inseparable. 9 months she keeps him in her womb. Okay? And Guru Tegh Bahadur, once said to his mother that, oh mother, I want to repay. Is English fine or should I switch to Hindi? Okay. So Guru Tegh Bahadur, he said to his mother, oh mother, how can I repay your debt? You kept me in your womb for 9 months, you fed me, you educated me. I want to repay your debt, How will I repay your debt? So his mother said then, do one thing, go and bring a 2 kilo stone from outside. He went and he brought the 2 kilo stone and she told him to tie on his stomach, the 2 kilo stone. And she said, just keep for 24 hours. If you keep for 24 hours, my debt is repaid. Okay. And soon after 3-4 hours, his back started hurting and his legs were paining, and after 8 hours he couldn't bear it anymore and he just threw the stone and fell on his mother's feet and he said, I don't think so I can ever repay the debt of your debt, mother, oh mother. Shivaji Maharaj, his mother Jijabai, she taught him only from two granthas, Ramayana and Mahabharata. And when Shivaji Maharaj's kingdom was lost and he was wandering in the jungle with his mother, and then he saw that his mother, in one night when they were sleeping in the jungle, he saw that his mother has got wounds on her legs. So he started crying and washing his mother's feet with his tears. And his mother woke up and she said, "Why are you crying?" And he said that, "Oh mother, how could I ever repay your debt? Even if I take out my skin and make a shoe for you, then also I am unable to repay your debt." We come to one more great personality, Subhash Chandra Bose. Everybody must have heard his name. He was completely taught, home tutored by his mother and father, and more so his mother. And he wanted to take part in the freedom struggle. But his father's desire was that he should go to London to get educated. In those days, 1920. So he went to London, and I think he got an admission in Imperial College or something. And they saw that the student has come from India. And then they said that we would like to interview him. So he was called in front of the dean for the interview. And he asked Subhash Chandra Bose, which language you are comfortable. He said, whichever language you are comfortable. He replied back to the dean. And the dean started speaking in German, which is one of the most difficult languages. And Subhash Chandra Bose started replying back in German language. And then the dean asked, is that something which is impossible for you? He said, no, impossible is not a word in my dictionary. There's nothing impossible. So the dean took out a ring from his finger and he kept it on the table. He said, I want you to go through this ring. I want Subhash Chandra Bose to go through this ring. So Subhash Chandra Bose took a piece of paper on it. On that he wrote his name, S.C. Bose, and put through the ring. And he said, here, I am through. Another great personality, Vivekananda. We all know. Our current Prime Minister Modi also is follower of Vivekananda. So Vivekananda's lecture in the World Conference of Religion in Chicago, 1897, is something you should all listen. It's on YouTube. Just Google Swami Vivekananda's lecture, 1897, World Conference of Religion. It's an amazing lecture. He was such a learned man in those days when India was ruled by British. He was in grade 5 and his teacher drew a line. There were 40 students in the class and his teacher drew a line on the blackboard. And he said, I want all of you to make this line smaller, without cutting, without erasing. None of the students got up. Subhash Chandra Bose got up and he drew a bigger line under that line. He said, now this line became smaller. He was again a product of his mother and lectured by his mother. So we see all great personalities. Then now Diwali is coming, right? Deepavali is coming. Why do we celebrate Deepavali, huh? Please tell me, some of you kids. Why do you celebrate Diwali? How do you celebrate Diwali?
We put out lights, so
very nice, yeah, go ahead. Very good, go ahead.
no, we put out lights, so I forgot.
Please, you girls can help her. Huh? Who? Lord Ramachandra? Which name you are searching for?
Rama and Sita could find a way in and give the blessings.
That's correct. Okay. So Lord Rama defeated Ravana. Okay. He killed Ravana in the battle. And that happened on Vijayadashmi Day, which was 20 days prior to Diwali, which was on 24th of October. And on 12th of November, the Lord returned to Ayodhya after 14 years in exile. Okay, and he came out victorious with Sita Devi and Lakshmana and Hanuman. They are all coming back. So we are all celebrating, we are all putting the lights, decorating our house so that the Lord could come to our house, okay, and bless our house. Okay, and in Kali Yuga, the only way where you can have the Lord in your house with you all the time is by His name. So in Kali Yuga, there is no difference between the Lord personified and the name of the Lord. You know, when they were making the bridge on, you've all heard the bridge which they made from Rameshwaram to Lanka, the bridge. So now on Google, if you search for it, the bridge, NASA has clicked pictures and there is a bridge clearly, and it is as big and as long as it is described in Ramayana. Okay. So when they were constructing this bridge, okay, Nala and Neela, they were the engineers who constructed the bridge. And on each stone, they were writing the word Ram. And when they were writing the word Ram and putting it in the ocean, it was not drowning. Okay. So the name of the Lord is as potent as the Lord Himself. So Lord Ramachandra also is sitting there and he's thinking, that let me also see, they are writing my name and the stone is flowing, right? So let me also write my name and put it. If I put myself, okay, then what will happen? Let's see. So he went in the corner where nobody could see and he took a stone, Lord Ramachandra, he took a stone and he put it in the ocean and it drowned. Okay? And Hanumanji was standing behind him. He said, Lord, if you drop someone, how can he drown? How can he swim? How can he float? He has to drown if you drop someone. If the Lord leaves us, we are all bound to drown, right? Rakhe Ram, Mare Ke, and Mare Ram, Rakhe Ke. If the Lord decides to kill, nobody can protect us. If the Lord decides to protect us, nobody can kill. Okay? Prabhu. Okay. So anyways, Dhruva, the 5-year-old child, the mantra you sang, we all repeated in the beginning of this session. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya is a mantra chanted by Dhruva. Okay? And Dhruva is a 5-year-old child. His father's name is Uttanpad. Shania, listen. Okay? If you're busy talking to... What's your name? Lunasha. Yeah. Okay. I will ask you questions at the end of the class. Okay? So I want you to pay attention. Okay? So Dhruva's father is Uttanpad. Now remember, Lunasha. And he had 2 wives, Suruchi and Suniti. Okay? And Suniti had one son named Dhruva. And Suruchi had another name named Uttama. So one day when Uttanpad was sitting on the throne, Uttam came and sat on his lap. And Dhruv saw this and he also came and sat on his father's lap. And suddenly Suruchi came and she picked him and threw him down. She said, you are not allowed to sit in your father's lap. If you want to sit in your father's lap, you have to take birth from my womb. Okay? So he went crying, a poor child, he went crying, 5-year-old, he went crying to his mother. He said, Mother, this happened with me. How do I sit in my father's lap? I want to sit in my father's lap. My father is the king. She said, okay, you pray to the king of the kings, to Lord Vishnu. He is going to save you. He is going to give you all the, whichever lap you want. But remember that you should not have any anger, any jealousy, any animosity towards your stepmother when you go to pray. Because when you go to pray, when you are going to pray to the Lord and love Lord, at that time there should be no anger in your heart. There should be no jealousy. So Dhruva, 5-year-old, he went into the jungle. And he prayed. He sat down under a tree, Narad Muni met him and gave him this mantra. You please chant this mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He sat under a tree and started chanting. For 1 month he was chanting, nothing happened. Then Narad Muni came. He said, you are wasting too much time in eating and drinking. He was, of course, like we all eat food, lunch, dinner, breakfast. Narad Muni told him, you are wasting too much time in eating and drinking. So he said, okay, he stopped eating. He was only drinking. He was drinking and he is eating the leaves of the trees, some leaves. Then nothing happened. Then 3rd month, Narad Muni said, sorry, you're wasting too much time. Then he stopped eating leaves. 4th month, he stopped drinking water. 5th month, he stopped breathing. And he's still chanting. When he stopped breathing, the whole air of the universe got sucked out and everybody is suffocating. So the Lord immediately had to descend, and Lord came in front of him and said, O Dhruva, I am pleased with you. He touched him on his head with a conch shell, and then he said, ask what you want. Dhruva said, who got you? Now I don't want anything. Now I got you, I don't want anything. Because who got the father of the king, then what does he want? Nothing. So, Vishnu blessed him, and Lord blessed him and said, you will continue to rule the world after your father for a long, long time, and then post that you will come back to my world. But then in the celestial world, there will be your own kingdom. There's one star which is called Dhruva. You can still see that star. It's the most shiniest star. Okay. Anyways, so I think we have spoken for about 19 minutes. So we should get on to Damodara. Okay. So this is the month of Kartik, which started from October 29th and it goes on until 27th of November. And what happens in Kartik, like, we have a Dubai shopping festival, the sale goes on, okay, 40%, 50%, 60%. In the month of Kartik, the Lord is very benevolent, okay. So, you chant the name one time and you get the punya, the result of 1,000 times. One time you chant, you get 1,000 times benefit. And also, this month is also known as Damodara, month of Damodara. What is Damodara? Damodara from 2 words, Dam and Udar. Dam is the rope and Udar is the stomach. So Mother Yashoda tied small Krishna on his belly to the grinding mortar with the rope, which is a picture you can see on top, big picture. And Krishna is 3-year-old at that time. And this pastime happened on the day of Diwali, which is on the 12th of November this year. So she tied him to the grinding mortar. That form of the Lord is called Damodara. And in Padma Puran, it is Satyavrat Muni has written that whoever offers a lamp to Lord Damodara, then his past janmas, millions and millions of lifetime sins will be vanquished. All karmas gone, finished, vanquished, just by offering one lamp. So this month of sale, you could take benefit as much as you want. So at the end of the session, we will sing the Arati, and Kajal has arranged a lot of lamps. So you will pick up one lamp and offer to Lord Damodara through the Arati and keep the lamp in front of the Lord. Okay. Everybody has his own individual lamp, so no need to reuse, or everybody can use a new lamp. Okay, so what happened on this Deepavali day is Krishna woke up in the morning, but before Krishna woke up, we all know that Krishna used to steal butter, right? He used to go to his neighbor's house and steal butter. And he used to go and eat in the neighbor's house. So if any mother is here and she's thinking, she's seeing that my child is not eating at home and he's going outside and eating, that means I'm not making good food, right? My child is going and eating, Ayan is going and eating food outside with a neighbor. So Kajal will think obviously that, I am not making good food. So let me prepare something special, Yashoda said. So she collected, there are some special cows, 8 cows. And from that she collected a special milk and she put it for making it hot so that she could make butter from the milk. And Krishna woke up. And Krishna woke up and she said, "Mother, I am hungry." So she took him in his lap and started feeding him, breastfeeding. And after a while, there was a sound. The milk was boiling and coming up. The sound happens, right? And the milk was about to fall. So Yashoda put down Krishna and ran to save the milk, which was also for Krishna. And she put down the milk, but by that time Krishna is gone from here and he got very angry. So the grinding mortar, and there is a big stone there, he took and he broke the grinding mortar, he broke all the pots, he broke all the butter, he threw all the butter outside, he started feeding the monkeys and he started calling the monkeys, "Come, come, my mother's butter is so dirty, nobody wants to eat, only please come, you eat, eat." And then he made the whole area a mess. Okay. But now that he has done this, okay, he is very afraid because he has done a lot of loss, right? So he is very, very afraid. And in the Arati, the meaning is also there. Each shloka will give you a paper. Each shloka, the meaning is beautiful. It says, "Rudantam muhur netram." The Lord is crying. And fear personified is afraid of the Lord. And the Lord is afraid of his mother. And he's crying all the time. His cheeks are so big. And there is a kajal in his eyes. And with the tears, the kajal is flowing here. And then he is wiping again and again. So his cheeks all became more black. Okay. Like a dark black cloud which is about to rain. Okay. It's like this. Okay. So Krishna is so beautiful in any form. Even when he's crying, he's so beautiful. Okay. So he is now fearful. So he ran and hiding behind the door. And Mother Yashoda came and saw this. All world war has happened. So she took a stick and she said, "Today he needs to be punished." Okay. So she took a stick and started searching for Krishna. Because the butter is all strewn around the ground, and when Krishna is walking, his all footsteps are there. So she can make out where he is. So she went behind the door and catch him and was about to hit him and he started crying. She didn't even hit him and he started crying. And now she saw that he's crying, so no need to hit. So she threw the stick. Maybe my son is afraid. But then, let me tie him. At least some punishment should be given. So there was a grinding mortar. And then she tied him to the grinding mortar. She went on tying with the rope. And the rope was 2 fingers short. So she called for another rope. And again she started. And again it is 2 fingers short. She called for some more rope. But there is, every time she ties, she takes one more round, another again, maybe she can tie. No, every time it is 2 fingers short. She can't tie. And she's surprised what is happening, and all neighbors are watching, all Kajal's friends have come, they are all watching, they are all laughing, like, what? She can't tie a child. What? It's so simple, right? But she's unable to tie because who can tie the Lord? God, who can tie God? Nobody, And why it is 2 fingers short? Because 2 fingers, Maharaj says that 2 fingers symbolizes something. 1 finger symbolizes our love for God. And the 2nd finger is God's love for us. Like we love God, it's not a one way. God also loves us. There's a story in beautiful Brihad Bhagavatam, this small Gop Kumar. He reaches finally, after a lot of struggle, he reaches the spiritual kingdom of the Lord. And when Krishna sees him, Krishna comes running from his throne. And Krishna says, "Oh Gop Kumar, where have you been? Millions of years I've been waiting for you. You didn't have any mercy on your father." Krishna is saying like this to Gop Kumar. God is saying like this to his devotee. So as much as we love God, He also loves us. Okay? And that is why sometimes when we chastise Him, He also gets afraid by His devotees. Okay? So anyway, then Krishna sees that his mother is very, very tired. She's sweating and she is in a helpless condition. So he says, no problem. Now, band jate hain, theek hai, koi baat nahi. Let her tie him. And finally she is able to tie. And then she says, you wait here, I'll come. But the Lord will not wait. He starts crawling. Okay? On the floor with the grinding mortar on his back. He goes out. And there are two big trees, Yamla Arjun trees. They are son of Kuvera, which got a curse to become a tree. So that grinding mortar got stuck in the tree and he pulled it a little bit and two big huge trees came crashing down. And then from there two demigods came out, okay, which is the name of Nal Kuber and Manigri. They are the two demigods, the son of Kuber, and they got delivered by Krishna. So see, the Lord is, by any name you call him, he is happy. But any name of the Lord has got a meaning. Okay? Like now, Lord Ramachandra is coming back on Diwali. Okay? What is the meaning of Ram? Who gives pleasure to everyone. Ram. Meaning, just take his name and you're pleased. Krishna, Akarshan. The word comes, Akarshan, from Krishna. All attractive. We get attracted by the Lord. The Lord's name as Govinda is, he is giving pleasure to the cows. Govinda, Ananda. Okay? And then Gopal, taking care of the cows. So every name of the Lord has got meaning. All four names of the name, in Ramayana, Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrugana, all have meaning. Ram, pleasure giving to everyone. Lakshmana, Lakshmi Sampanna. He's got a lot of Lakshmi. But what is his real wealth? His real wealth is not the money. His real wealth is money. What is it? His real wealth is service to the Lord. That is bhakti towards Lord Ramachandra. That is the real wealth. Then Bharata, somebody who is carrying a big weight. Bharata iti Bharata. He is carrying the weight of ruling the kingdom which he doesn't want to rule. And then Shatrugna, who finishes all the enemies. So every name in the scripture has got a meaning. Nothing without the name. So this is the story of Lord Damodara. Hope you enjoyed.